This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Haley is off tonight. A fire at a mosque on the east coast of Florida that's being investigated as an arson is again raising security concerns for a Muslim place of worship here on the Suncoast. This latest incident happening at the Islamic Center of Fort Pierce, the same mosque attended by the Pulse nightclub shooter. Investigators say surveillance video shows someone approaching the building just moments before a flash was seen and the fire started. Now, mosques across the country are on alert, including one here on the Suncoast, the Islamic Center of Sarasota and Bradenton. And that's where ABC7's Kate Flexter joins us live tonight with reaction. Kate?
Thank you, Scott. Just this summer, there were 5 mosque fires in Tampa, 2 of which were confirmed to be arson, and another one in Fort Pierce, sparking a conversation about what security should look like. When Tuvik Etiam opened the Islamic Center of Sarasota and Bradenton, safety was never a concern.
When I used to remember running around this place here, it used to be a small building. We don't have no security. We didn't even think about security.
But today is a different story. The mosque is monitored from several cameras and patrolled by Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies during services. All necessary defenses in this day and age, says Etienne.
There is a lot of sick people outside there. We don't know really what we have in this society.
Just last year, following the terror attacks in San Bernardino and Paris, the mosque went through active shooter training, something Farah Abid recalls vividly.
He pretended to be the gunman. He had a pretend gun, and he taught us how to, rush a gunman and deal with that situation.
For Susan Alomari, those security measures are comforting, but she says it's an unfortunate thing to even have to consider.
We shouldn't have to have a police officer outside unless it's just because they're directing traffic. We shouldn't have to have, people constantly looking around and protecting us rather than being able to worship.
Both say they hope to help people understand their religion, but find that violent acts like the Orlando nightclub shooting set that goal back.
What really hurts Muslims is when Muslims themselves claim to commit an act in the name of the religion. That's what hurts. I think that's what really hurts the communities more than anything.
For Etiam, he says buildings will be rebuilt and security procedures strengthened, but he hopes to see greater acceptance of his religion.
Muslim people, like I said, they are peaceful people, regardless of individual act of individual. That individual doesn't represent Islam.
This mosque has an open door policy, so anyone who's interested can sit in on a prayer service. Live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Kate, thank you. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are looking for a woman who may have information about a fatal shooting in Bradenton. Sharon Johnson is not a suspect, but may have witnessed the shooting yesterday morning. Deputies say they found Ernestine Gardner lying in the front yard of a home on 11th Street East. She later died at Blake Medical Center. Witnesses say they overheard an argument before the shooting, but no arrests have been made yet. If you have any information about Johnson's whereabouts or this shooting, call Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. A Sarasota County father accused of covering up a murder allegedly involving his son, sentenced to jail time today. James Kane was sentenced for his part in the killing of Jason Head. ABC7's Bobeth Yates joins us now with the latest. Bobeth?
Well, on one side, you have a father who says he was protecting his child. On the other side, a grieving family who says that father's actions are so heinous, they call it evil.
He didn't just lie about a murder for his son's sake. He toyed with my dad's dead body in an attempt to make my dad look like some type of monster.
That is the voice of the 15-year-old daughter of murder victim Jason Head. She's among the 8 witnesses the prosecution called to the stand, all emotionally reading written statements about the victim and condemning one of the people being held responsible for his death.
Today I am hoping that a statement is made that lying to police and villainizing victims will not be tolerated.
James Kane is the focus of those statements. Last Easter Sunday, Kane's son Robert allegedly shot and killed his sister's ex-boyfriend Jason Head. According to court documents, Kane helped stage the crime to make it look like self-defense.
Begging Your Honor for mercy on this. I really didn't have much part in it other than I lied to police about. I took the blame for something my son done.
Kane told the police that Head had a gun and attacked him and his son. But surveillance video obtained by law enforcement showed that Kane was lying and the gun was placed in the victim's hand. During testimony, Kane defended his actions.
I take responsibility for my family. That's what a dad does, I guess. I acted as a guardian to my child. Guardian to me means guard. I guarded my son. That's what I tried to do.
But the judge didn't buy the story.
It's not that you just remain silent at a protection from your son. It's this deflection that I find troubling, so that perhaps a murder wouldn't be solved and that a person who did commit the murder wouldn't face justice for that crime.
Kane was sentenced to 34 months in jail for lying to police and trying to cover up his son's actions. His son's murder trial is set for next April. Back to you.
All right, Babette, thank you so much. Let's get a check on our weather. Some stormy weather out there this evening. Some places getting a lot of rain right now. Here's Bob Harrigan with more.
Yeah, Scott, I'll tell you, what we have right now is an area of low pressure. It's a tropical low in nature. It's spinning right now near the Bahamas, and you can see it right there quite clearly on the visible satellite imagery. There's not a lot of deep convection with it, but it is an area of low pressure. The news is, though, it's not going to develop. It's situated right around Freeport, and you can see the winds rotating in a counterclockwise swirl, and that's bringing some of that moisture right on over to the Sun Coast. And we have had our fair share of some heavy rainfall. Manatee County got it earlier, and now into Sarasota County, especially near Venice, where the rain has been coming down pretty heavy. You can see as a last hour or so that shower activity and thunderstorm activity continues to move to the west at 15 miles an hour. Although it is lessening now in Venice, things are starting to calm down in Northport, too. They've had some moderate to heavy rainfall there. And down to street level we go. You can see light to moderate rain now occurring near Venice Beach up to Laguna Drive and near Bay Point Avenue. Showers and storms will continue to move off into the Gulf. There could be some redevelopment later on tonight. Right now, once we get through with this, so things will calm down for at least a few hours. Well, much more in our forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
Okay, Bob, thank you. Sarasota County holding a joint meeting with Northport city officials today, discussing and getting updates on a wide variety of topics, including a new spring training site. Representatives from West Villages are continuing talks with the Atlanta Braves about bringing spring training operations to South Sarasota County. As said today, they're in talks with one or more teams, which would mean two teams potentially sharing a 150-acre site that will include training facilities, practice fields, and a stadium. County and city officials also learning the groundbreaking for a new Suncoast Technical College will be held September 29th. It will go up near Toledo Blade Boulevard and I-75. The campus will feature Northport's second library, which will be named after former County Commissioner Shannon Staub. Currently, the lone library in Northport reports the highest activity among all libraries in South Sarasota County. Remembering the children who never make it home after being reported missing. Straight ahead, Governor Rick Scott taking part in the state's annual Missing Children's Day. Plus, a shakeup could soon be coming to the Florida Supreme Court. We'll explain next.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, dining segments, local events, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 specialty programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device and download your free ABC7 app now. Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour quality selection of new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade.
Seymour Savings.
It's the Buick 2016 model year sale down. Now get 20% below MSRP on select Encore models in stock. That's nearly $5,000 below MSRP on the 2016 Buick Encore.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. ANDservices.com.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Florida's 18th annual Missing Children's Day recognized at the state capitol today. The event remembers children who have been kidnapped and killed, as well as others who have not yet been found. Tens of thousands are reported missing in Florida every year. In the Capitol courtyard today, families of children who have not returned home each put a yellow rose next to a photo of their loved one. Billy Joe Jimenez's nephew, Zachary Bernhardt, went missing from his Clearwater home back in 2000, and his disappearance remains a mystery. Jimenez says not knowing what happened to her nephew never gets easier.
Living for 16 years not knowing is probably the worst nightmare anybody could ever even imagine in their life. It's just horrifying. You need to know something about what's going on.
We've gotten to know some of these families, and they're wonderful people, and they, to this day, miss their loved ones, and none of us can imagine what they've gone through.
Also during today's ceremony, several law enforcement officers and police dogs were honored for stopping potential kidnappings across the state. Over the past decade, advancements like Amber Alerts and the use of bloodhounds have prevented numerous child abductions. Florida Supreme Court Justice James E.C. Perry has given formal notice he will retire at the end of the year. That clears the way for Governor Scott to make his first appointment to the High Court. Perry was appointed back in 2009 by then Governor Charlie Crist. In numerous high-profile Supreme Court rulings recently, Perry has generally been part of a liberal-leaning majority that has ruled against Florida's Republican-dominated legislature. More details on the forecast for the rest of the week coming up right after this.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you one of the millions of Americans suffering from chronic knee pain?
Have you been told knee replacement surgery is your only option? Then call now to see if you qualify for a breakthrough, all-natural treatment for knee pain relief. By using an FDA-approved product that replenishes the lubricant in your joints, a cushioning layer is created, allowing you to move smoothly and pain-free. This treatment is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. Call now and get your mobility back.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Well, Bob, I love when we have tropical system stories to talk about. That one is out in the Atlantic,
right?
No threat, and the other is just making some rainfall for us.
And you think about the time, too. The time of the year, I mean, normally you could see some big storms this time of year. I'm talking big Category 3, 4, or 5s, and there's nothing out there. And in fact, Ian is the latest in September for a named storm ever to form. Usually they form in the early week, the first week, or they're around in early September. So a little unusual so far this year. Let's hope there's not a late season. You know, that's what we're hoping on. Great weekend, though. We had a perfect weekend for the big walk for Scott, the Heart Walk, and also golf tournaments. I played with the Family Resources and had a super turnout for that, and no rain was around for the most part. Rain around today, though. Casey Key webcam showing a lot of rain coming in just after 5 o'clock, and boy, it came in pretty heavy, too. At times, especially into Venice, and now that rain is starting to lessen somewhat along the coast. That's a good sign, but we are going to see it come back maybe in the next several hours or so. A beautiful shot of crepuscular rays, and Palmer getting this yesterday. A beautiful shot it was indeed. Thank you for that from Siesta Key. And that was the sunrise this morning, actually. You can see some big storms around the coast earlier today. Most of that now winding down, but that rotation and spin right here will continue to move off toward the west-northwest. Eventually over land, and these systems cannot develop when they're over land because they use the warm water as their fuel for their storms, and for the most part that's going to continue on a west-northwesterly course, but it will be enhancing the storms in that we have low pressure nearby. Also some heating in the low 90s today will cause showers and storms to be around again tomorrow, but most of the rain is winding down. Still some light rainfall lingering near Venice and Osprey all the way down to just north of Inglewood. A few light showers as well near Hidden River, but for the most part things have calmed down considerably. But as I mentioned, with this area of low pressure nearby, we could see some redevelopment in the interior portion of the state later on this evening, working its way toward the coast. Boy, some impressive rain near Venice, over 1.5 inches there, and a ½ inch near Cortez and into northwest Bradenton. Just nearly 1 inch near Lakewood Ranch, and bigger amounts well to the east. Now, as far as our current conditions go, we have some clouds around 84 degrees. Dew point is at 71. We have an east wind at 9, and the pressure has actually been falling somewhat to 9.95 inches. And the high today, there it is, 2 degrees shy of the record. 93 it topped out today. 77 was the morning low. 3,700ths of an inch of rainfall at the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport. So they had with some showers that moved through just around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Temperatures have cooled as a result of the rain-cooled air here. Still pretty warm in Tallahassee. It's 90 degrees there, 86 in Miami and around the area. 77 in Venice now with that rain. 79 in Northport, 75 in Inglewood. Water temperatures really warmed up now, back to 88 degrees. And with this area of low pressure nearby, we'll have to watch it, but it doesn't appear to have much of a chance of developing because of some very strong winds in the upper level of the atmosphere, which is going to kind of blow the tops of the storms off to the northeast and will not allow it to develop. Top winds are at 30 miles an hour, the pressure at 1,014 millibars. There's some of the forecast paths and tracks. It's going to draw in some moisture, though, on Wednesday, too. So our rain chances will stay pretty high right throughout much of this work week. Now, this is a system out there in the Atlantic. This is Ian. And Ian is the 9th named storm of the season. It is a tropical storm and is expected to stay out there in the open waters of the Atlantic. It's moving off to the north-northwest at 13, and there it goes off into the North Atlantic the storm as we like to see. Disperses energy, gets rid of the excessive heat, and it causes no problems for any land area. And it looks like that will be the story of Ian. Well, the water vapor content showing lots of moisture around our area, and with that moisture in play, a good chance for showers and storms developing again tomorrow. We could even see a few morning showers push in, but then mainly afternoon and evening storms. You can see this model actually increases the cells, especially in the inland areas. Well, cooling down over the northern plain states, 40s and 50s there in Minot and actually North Dakota and Montana. For boaters, it looks like this. Winds will be east, turning to the south at 5 to 10 knots with a light chop. The low tide upcoming 4:45 in the morning. High tide will be at 10:15 tomorrow morning. Tonight, evening storms redeveloping before midnight, 76 for a low. And then it will end, say, after 1 o'clock. And then abundant tropical moisture tomorrow. Heavy rain possible with these storms, mainly in the afternoon and evening. We could see some localized flooding problems throughout this week, so keep that in mind. Temperatures staying near seasonal averages. Linda?
Hi, I'm Linda Carson. Coming up, we'll take you to the neighborhood of Alta Vista and show you why it's a great place to call home.
With just 8 weeks to Election Day, the final stretch, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton crisscrossed the country, hitting the battlegrounds, hitting the airwaves, and we're right there behind the scenes in a race that's too close to call. This week on World News Tonight with David Muir.
Today's Hooters word of the day is scrimmage. Register today's word by midnight at mysuncoast.com, and you and 3 friends could be headed to a Bucks game in style.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Temperatures on the Sun Coast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Now in our weekly feature, A Place We Call Home, ABC7's Linda Carson takes us on a tour of the Alta Vista neighborhood. Linda?
Sarasota's first radio station, WJBB, had its broadcast equipment in the Alta Vista neighborhood, and some of the biggest baseball stars in the country came to spring training there. Alta Vista residents have a lot to be proud of.
The Alta Vista neighborhood borders downtown Sarasota.
Our dimensions go to Tuttle Avenue, over to Bahia Vista, over to 301, and to Ringling Boulevard.
The location is one reason Erica Elliott bought a home here.
The proximity to downtown is fantastic, but you're not in downtown paying the downtown prices, and you get a little bit more space. So I like that I have a fenced-in yard, my dog can run around, but I can still easily get to 41, I can get to 75, I can shoot down shade and go to like the Hillview area and all the restaurants and bars there.
And it borders Payne Park.
It's a great gem. It's the last green park in all of city of Sarasota, and it connects downtown to Midtown.
Payne Park is an important part of life in Sarasota today. Many events are staged here, and it has an awesome playground and skate park. It's a real plus for the neighborhood.
It's got not only tennis, everybody walks their dogs, there's Tai Chi, exercise classes, just joggers and walkers and people who want to exercise.
Payne Park has played a major role in Sarasota's history. Calvin Payne gave 60 acres to the city in 1923 to build a park on. The city built a baseball field on the land, and from 1924 to 1989, several major league teams held spring training here. And for decades, there was a city-owned mobile park here. The Alta Vista Neighborhood Association was formed in 1990 by a group including Lisa Marabella. The community grew and thrived.
The neighborhood today has 6 schools, 5 faith-based institutions, and we have Sarasotans, native Sarasotans, and we have young and old, but many families because of all the schools around, which is great, and lots of cultural diversity.
Virginia Haley and her husband moved here 2 years ago.
We wanted a neighborhood with large yards. We like older homes, not too old. Ours is 1961. We wanted to be close to town, so I have an 8-minute commute and a place that's a real neighborhood. And we found all of that right here in Alta Vista. This is a great place to call home because we have Payne Park for our backyard, concerts on Friday night, and you can have a Guinness at the Shamrock right across the street.
There are going to be some changes in the Alta Vista neighborhood. They're hoping that the Legacy Trail will come through, and the question of what will be built at the old public shopping center still hasn't been answered. But they've survived a lot over the last, 50, 60 years. They can survive anything that comes.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
A lot of friends who live in there, and of course, as you said, Payne Park is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a place to enjoy.
Yep.
World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next. Have a wonderful evening. Our next news at 7 o'clock and then at 11.